Okay, I've already got solar on the camper here, but I'm going to add one more panel to give me 50% more power. And I'm going to dumb this down and make it simple for everybody. Since I've had solar on this thing for a few years and I pretty well understand it now, I'm going to really dumb this video down so that anybody can do this. Okay, so let's move the camera now. But here's my solar panel. It came from Amazon. It's made by Renogy. I recommend you just buy all Renogy, solar panel Renogy, battery Renogy, the controller Renogy. It makes it simple because they're all made to fit each other. Simple. Let me pull this out of here. Okay. Here's your panel. And they're flexible. That's what's nice about these panels. And the ones I've had on there have been on there for a few years now, and they're still working great. I just checked them yesterday. They're working as good as the day I installed them. And they're not coming loose. So I'm going to install this one the same way I installed those. We're going to start with the liquid nails on the back. Now let me close this thing. Bye.
Huh?
Bye.
Bye. See you in the morning. I love you.
Yep.
What are you doing?
Putting the solar panel on. Now I've got my liquid nails all over the back of this thing, just every which way. Mainly go around the outside edge and then just kind of fill in around the middle. I got my wires at this end. I want to place it a little farther over to this side because I'm going to run my wires right down that way. That's it. It's on. And here's your wires that you're you're going to run up front to the controller. And then you go from the controller to the battery. And I'll show you how that's done. It's very simple. You cannot mess it up as long as you buy all the Renogy parts. Let me go get the cable. Now what I have here are these Y connectors. So they ordered off Amazon. They're going to connect it into the existing system. And then I got a 10-foot, that's how it comes from Amazon, 10-foot extension cord, basically, that's going to go from here up to where the batteries are. And you'll see that they're color coded, and they got male and female ends, so you can't mess it up. So let me go around and hook it up and I'll show you. You simply take the female, put it onto the male. You can't put the females together, you can't, so you can't get it wrong. So you just snap that together. See, there's the hot wire. Now let me get the ground. I'm gonna run them right down this rail here. I'm gonna screw them down. There's screws along this rail I'm gonna use to hold these down. And here's the ground side. Where's it at? There it is. And it's a male, goes into the female. Kind of sexy, you know. Let's see. There. And I'm going to try to get these about where they're going to be. Actually, I want to put this. Okay, this was my existing, what was already here. I've disconnected that now, and I'm going to put a Y, and you can't screw it up. It's male to female, okay? And then the other end connects together. Now I got my female in for the panel that I just installed. And that would be the red wire with the male end going into the female hole. And then you do the same thing with the ground side. Now other than tying these wires down, my installation of that panel is complete and hooked into the system. But if you had no system there to begin with and you were doing a total install, the next thing you do is you run these wires down to your controller. Right here. This is your controller. And see, right now it's telling me it's full. It's 13.6 volts. But the controller is pretty simple. You got the two wires coming in from your solar panels, and then you got the two wires that go out to your battery. That's it. They're very plainly marked. Now these you do got to be careful to get your positive and negative. You should get a meter, even though they're color coded. Like here's the red one is the hot and the black is the negative. But you should still check it with a meter, make sure you get it correct. But that's it. And then you just get your settings made on your regulator, which you can, depends on the type of battery you buy. And then you just hook those wires up to your battery the way you normally just connect to a battery. There's a terminal on a thing, you just screw it on. And this is a shot right here of the new lithium ion battery that I just added to the other two. There's one in here and another one in this box right here. But the wire is just connected to the batteries, just like the wire is connected to the batteries just like any other battery, just with a cable and a bolt. And now this new lithium ion battery I bought, I found out on this last trip, if it gets down to freezing outside, the lithium ion batteries kind of freeze up and won't let loose of their electricity. and they may not work for you in the morning. They don't go dead, they just won't release the energy. As soon as it warms up above 40 degrees, they suddenly decide to release their energy and they start working again. But this is the new edition of the lithium ion. It's got a built-in heater. If the temperature drops below 40, the built-in heater inside this battery will automatically kick on and keep the battery warm so it's full and ready to go in the morning, even if it's like 20 degrees out. It'll use about 4 amps of current to keep itself warm, but that'll work just fine. And once you start using this, the other battery should warm up after that. But you got at least 100 amps right here immediately in the morning, even if it's cold. And then as soon as everything warms up, you'll get juice out of the other two. So that should take care of that problem, just this one battery alone, because this battery is the same size as the other two combined. So that's the battery. And that's it. That's pretty much it. It's really pretty simple to install solar. And especially when you go to a place like Renogy, where you can buy everything. You can buy the panel, you can buy the regulator, and you can buy the battery, and it all just snaps together. Now, one thing I will state, the regulator here is a marine regulator made for a boat. You would normally have to put this somewhere dry, but I wanted to put it right out where I can see it. As I come back at night, I can see it's reading full. I know my batteries are full. I know I got 200 amps I can draw right now. So, get a marine regulator. It's waterproof. You can mount it anywhere on the outside of your camper. And then I waited till evening to install the panel, okay? Because you don't want to be doing this stuff under full sun. Because there's like 20, 30 amps coming out of these things under full sun. You can shock yourself if you're not careful. Right now, there's not much. Well, it's full, so it won't charge, but 4 amp hours is what it took in today. And to get full, it didn't take much to get full. But anyway, that's about it. That's all there is to installing solar on one of these things. It's pretty simple. So we'll see y'all later. I got a new video coming. Some other updates. I'm working back here on. I'm doing some more upgrades here on the electric. That's why. See, I've been down here sawing, and I got sawdust everywhere. And I've been cutting holes and changing some wiring around. I'm trying to fix it so I can run everything off of the batteries and off of the solar. That's why I'm adding the third solar panel, so that I can run my microwave, my toaster, my coffee maker. I could even run the air conditioner if I want, but you're kind of limited on the number of hours you can run the air conditioner on the battery. Now later on, I'm going to put a bigger box up front, up here. This is going to be next year. I still got to tuck these wires out of the way and kind of tape them up, but that's no big deal. I'm going to replace this box with a much bigger box. And I would like to go to maybe, I got 200 amp hours on my batteries. I'd like to go to about 500 amp hours on my batteries. Then I could actually run the air conditioner all night on the batteries and still have some juice for coffee in the morning. But that's next year. So stay tuned though. I got another one coming up with the stuff I'm doing back here. And I'm going to show you how I do the electric so that you can easily convert from solar to shore. And I'm disconnecting the charger that's built into the tab. It's not needed with all these new, because it's not made for lithium ion batteries like I'm using. New stuff. So I'm letting these batteries charge solely off the solar. They don't need to charge off shore power anymore. It's standalone, okay? So I'm disconnecting the inverter that's built in from the batteries. It's not needed. It ain't putting enough juice for these lithium ion batteries anyway, and it's not going to keep them fully charged. It actually might drain them a little bit over what they should be when you get up in the morning. So that's it. We'll see you next video, which is coming shortly.